Welcome back, my friends. It's Gary, it's John, it's the IDP tipster, and Johnny the Greek. We are back for some bets for the 2024-25 season. This week, we're looking at week one and some maybe early values or early traps. We'll get into all that. But that's the topic for today. Our hosts are myself, Johnny the Greek, and the IDP tipster himself, Mr. Gary Van Dyke. Gary, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Getting ramped up. This season's just what, about 60 days away or something like that. It's getting tight. I know this is kind of the dead season, but I'm getting excited, man. I'm getting real. I'm so excited to be back in the saddle with you doing these game picks, man. You was crushing it last year. Like that last, well, we jumped in like the last 6, 7 weeks or something through the playoffs, and you was on that 80% hit rate, man. You was nailing your calls. So I'm excited to bring that back to the viewers again here and get the job done, man. Let's roll.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, we had a really strong run to end out the season last year. You were killing it on the IDP props per game, especially the sack props.
Thank
You were
you.
crushing those.
Yeah, very good season.
Yeah, and hopefully I can get close to that accuracy again from last year.
No, I think you'll be all right, man. I think you'll be all right. We're rocking and rolling. We're coming in hot here. So I like our odds. How's that?
No, well said, well said. All right. And before we get into this, just a quick reminder for everyone, these are only suggestions. For help with problem gambling, please call 1-800-GAMBLER, set a limit and stick to it. So yeah, the idea with this first episode here is A, get the rust off. We're back in the saddle, and B, look at week one now that the lines are officially out and we have some information to look at. See if there's any value, anything that stands out. Full disclosure, I'm usually not making a lot of week one bets this far out, but sometimes there's something that sticks out and it's like, oh, that's a value. So we're going to try and find some of that. All right, Gary, you ready to rock and roll here?
Yeah, let's get it going, brother.
All right, let's do it. We're going to start with the first game of the season, Thursday night, September 5th. Ravens at Chiefs rematch of the AFC title game last year, and it was a good one. The Chiefs are projected to win. They're -3 favorites. The over-under is 47.5. Ravens money line is +130. Chiefs are supposed to win. They're -155 money line. So if I had to make a bet on this, I would say under 47.5 points would be my bet. And that looks like -110 for the price on that. These are two excellent defenses. We literally just saw this game in the AFC Championship last year. And I think it was like, 14-10 or something. It was a very low scoring game. We didn't even get to 30 points, never mind 47.5. So yeah, two excellent defenses. We saw
Mhm.
very clearly at the beginning of the season last year that the passing offenses take about a month to get going. There's a lot of rust. There's one fewer preseason game than there used to be. So these teams are going to come in rusty. Scoring was down the first month of the season last year. So I've factored that in on this as well. So that's my take. Minus under 47.5 on this Chiefs Ravens game. I have medium confidence in this. If you want to go to maybe something that might be a little better when we get closer, Chiefs inside linebacker props against this run heavy Ravens team over on combined tackles might be good. What do you think of that, Gary? Do you like the KC linebackers against this Ravens run
Oh,
heavy offense?
and I'm definitely on that where defenses seem to dominate the first few weeks of the season to begin with. As you mentioned, everybody's knocking off reps. Considering what the last contest was, yeah, I'd roll with that. It's unfortunate we don't have no player props right now, folks. But me and John we're getting ready to pull a double shift here and pull another pod after this. It's going to be on some futures, doing let's see, defensive player of the year type stuff and some tackles and just check that out. If you're watching this one, you go check our playlist and check that episode out, please.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, good point there. We don't have individual props yet for week one. Those are still a little bit down the road. But when those come out, Nick Bolton over tackles may not be a bad idea for that week one matchup against a Ravens rushing offense, which is excellent and got Derrick Henry in the
Yeah,
offseason. So
yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah.
Don't be worried though. Johnny's taking care of all these bets for these games, so all these picks, man. I'm not going to intrude and mess that up for you all. I'll wait till those prop bets come out. So, all right, let's get back to it, brother.
All righty. Next game, we've got, excuse me, a Friday night game right after that Thursday opener. That's different. That's new. So Friday, September 6th, Packers at Eagles. Eagles are favored by 1.5 points at -110. The over-under is 48.5. Money line is Packers +105, Eagles -125. So Eagles are a slight favorite here. To be honest, I have no earthly clue how this is going to go. The Eagles should win in theory, but this is very close, and this is an excellent Packers team that beat the living hell out of the Cowboys in the playoffs and then almost beat the 49ers the week after. So an ascending Packers team, a kind of stagnating Eagles team. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. So I would not bet either way on that. Instead, I would pivot and I would go with Green Bay sack props up
Definitely.
up against this Eagles offensive line that's taken some hits in the offseason. Jason Kelsey retired. Weren't the greatest unit in the world to start with. Rashawn Gary is going to be healthy for the first time in a long time. That's where I would go with this. What do you think about Green Bay sack props when they come out?
Oh yeah, definitely. And don't shy away from Preston Smith either in one of these matchups like this. He should have a decent line on those prop bets when they come out. But Gary, I can see Gary getting one off the top.
Yep. Yeah. And what's crazy, side note, is he's going super late in startups. That breast cancer classic we're doing right now.
Mhm.
Oh man, he went so late. It was crazy. Great value right there.
Yep. Yep. Sure
All
was. I
right.
remember seeing that. I was kind of disappointed. It was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So someone got a real good pick there, no doubt.
Yep.
All righty. And then that takes us through the Thursday and Friday games to start the season. Moving on to Sunday, we've got Jaguars at Dolphins. Dolphins are favored to win by 3.5 at -110. The over-under is 49.5, which indicates a likely shootout, which makes sense. Miami had the best passing offense in the league last year, and the Jaguars are pretty good as well offensively. If you want spreads, it's I already mentioned the 3.5 money line. Jaguars +145, Dolphins -180. My bet on this one would be Miami -3.5. That's going to be -110 for the price. I have high confidence in that. I think you could even alt line that up to like -9.5 and be feeling pretty good about it. Jaguars defense is nothing special. Dolphins usually do much better earlier in the season when the weather is on their side and they haven't been beat up by injuries and shenanigans, Tyreek Hill related shenanigans yet. I feel like this is a bloodbath. I feel like the Dolphins absolutely murder them, and 3.5 is way too low. So that's a slam dunk for me. -3.5 for Miami.
I know I said I wouldn't do anything, but what, am I reading that right? That's 49.5 on the over and under.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd probably go under on that, man.
Yeah, that's true. That could be a good bet as well because this feels like
Like,
like a lopsided game where it's like 30-13 Miami.
mm, yeah, likely.
And, yeah, and the Jags may not score enough to get us over that 49.5. Yep. All right, good stuff there. All right, we've got our first quick commercial break here. It's draft season, folks. Get ahead of the game right now with Trophy Smack's gorgeous draft boards, complete with player stickers so deep you couldn't possibly need them all. And for the first time, Trophy Smack has an IDP expansion pack for all of us IDP and defense nerds. Check out the link in the show notes and get yours today. All righty. Let's circle back here. We got more 1 o'clock games that first Sunday. We've got Cardinals at Bills. On paper, this should be pretty straightforward, but we'll get into that in a minute. Bills are favored by 7 at -110. The over-under is 48. If you went money line, Cardinals are at +280, which is a good price. Bills are -355, which is a horrendous price. You'd have to probably bet with the spread here either way to make any money. I would not bet on this game at all. Instead, I would pivot to Arizona Cardinals inside linebacker props against this Bills rushing attack, which was spectacular to finish out the season last year. I don't know if you all remember, but around week 10 or so last season. I think it was the Cowboys game where it started. The Bills completely changed their offensive philosophy and went from a pass first team to a run first team. And we're an excellent rushing offense all the way through the playoffs. I think they keep that going, especially without Stephon Diggs. He's moved on to greener pastures. So this feels like a slam dunk for Cardinals inside linebackers for their tackle props over on combined tackles. That's where I would go. I would stay away from the game itself. Too many unknowns, right? Different look offense for the Bills. Cardinals have Kyler Murray back. Who knows if they're going to be good, bad, indifferent? No idea. So I would just steer clear of that and go with the linebacker props. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll probably look and see what the Murray prop bet's going to be on throwing an interception when they come out.
Yep, that's true. That's always a good one too. Yeah, those early interceptions against good defenses. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good stuff right there. All right, let's see what we got next. Titans at Bears is the next 1:00 game, week 1. So the Bears are favored by 4.5. The over/under is 43.5. If you went money line, Titans are plus 180 to win. Bears are minus 218. I feel like this is a screw up. I feel like Vegas might have gotten this one wrong. I'm going to go with Titans money line here at plus 180, which is a really good price. I have like medium confidence in this, but here it is. Caleb Williams is making his first ever NFL start. Yes, he'll be at home, which is nice, but he's against the Titans defense, which will have Harold Landry, will have Jeffrey Simmons. It's a pretty good defense. It's not an easy start for him. He's a rookie quarterback. Will Levis ain't great, but he played a few games last year. He's got more experience, and the Titans added so many offensive pieces in the offseason that they are a completely different looking offense. And I feel like they've got a great shot to win, never mind cover. So I'm picking the upset here, Titans plus 180. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I have to agree with what you said there. And if there's a plus side bet on here to take, I would definitely think this would be one of the better options.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb Williams, the future does look bright. He's got weapons. They brought Keenan Allen over. They already have DJ Moore. They drafted Odunze or whatever. But he's a rookie quarterback in his first ever start against non-college defense, right? Against grown men. He's going to make mistakes. It's not going to be pretty, especially week 1. And the Titans are just a solid team. They can run and play defense if they have to and limit mistakes. That's totally doable. All righty, next 1:00 game, week 1, Patriots at Bengals. This is looking like a bit of a bloodbath. Vegas has the Bengals at -9 for minus 110, over under 43 points. If you went money line, Patriots are plus 320. Bengals are minus 410. So you'd have to bet $410 to make 100 on the Bengals in week 1 because the Bengals are going to absolutely murder the Patriots. It should not be even close. I'm taking Bengals -9. I have a high degree of confidence in this. You could probably even tweak this up a little bit. I might even outline this sucker to like minus 13.5 or something. Because, the Patriots are also either starting a rookie quarterback or, what's that guy's name? Jacoby Brissett. Neither one's going to be great. The Bengals are going to be healthy for the first time in a long time, and they have a much better team across the board. Bloodbath Bengals.
Yeah. I hope Burrow has a hell of a season this year, man. He needs to stay healthy.
Yeah, that'd be nice, right? Man, he's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yep, but that one seems pretty straightforward. And then next 1:00 game, week 1, Texans at Colts, divisional game. So right now Vegas has the Texans as the favorite at 1.5 points, minus 1.5 points for 110, minus 110. Over under 48 points. If we went money line, Texans are minus 122, Colts are plus 102. I feel like this is a slam dunk no-brainer as well. I'm going Texans minus 1.5. I know it's away. I know it's a divisional game. I don't really care. The Texans were already very good and got way better in the offseason. Danielle Hunter, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, just to name a few, right? CJ Stroud's the truth. Anthony Richardson, a strong breeze could put him on IR. So, I'm all set with that. I feel like this one's pretty obvious. I'm taking Texans -1.5 at -122. Yeah, so sorry, that's with the spread. Any thoughts on that one?
Oh yeah, definitely got to go with the more proven quarterback. I don't care if it's his second year or not. I mean, that's what it's going to boil down for me. I mean, favoring this Texan side of the ball.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a good game, divisional game, but Anthony Richardson is not he's a run first quarterback. I remember his college numbers. He had like 15 completions a game. That's not NFL level passing right there. And you're going to need that to hang with the Texans that have an excellent offense. So I just don't see it. They're not going to be able to score enough to keep up with them. All righty. So let's take a quick break for a quick commercial here. Don't forget about the IDP Plus Rookie Guide. The 2024 IDP Plus Rookie Guide is live and ready to download right now on the site for a limited time price of $9.99 for a limited time. Also, you can get updates every Friday as the NFL draws near. Check out the link in the show description to download your copy tonight. All righty, let's pick it back up with Steelers at Falcons, another 1:00 game. Right now, Vegas has the Falcons favored by 3 at -110, over under of 43. If we went money line, the Steelers are at +130, Falcons are -155. I would not bet on that at all. I would pivot and go with Bijan Robinson touchdown props, at least one touchdown, probably two if you're looking for a good price. Crazy Arthur Smith is out of there. So they finally have, an offensive coordinator that may actually use Bijan Robinson the right way. I'm seeing a huge game out of him to start the season. That's where I would go with this, because just looking at game lines, Steelers, totally new quarterback, totally new offensive coordinator, probably a worse offensive coordinator if that's possible, to go from Matt Canada to Arthur Smith there. So they're going to be a mess. Falcons should be better, certainly with Kirk Cousins, but we don't know what they look like either. These are essentially two new offenses going up against each other, and I have no idea how that's going to go. We've never seen it before, so I couldn't tell you. So instead of betting on something where I have no earthly clue, let's go with something that's more likely to happen with Bijan Robinson getting in the end zone. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, same thing. Look at the TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith prop bets for sacks when they come out. See where those are at. I think it was didn't Watt start out with like 6 sacks last year in the first 3 games?
Yeah.
It's just dominating. He's going to come in there healthy. He's going to get one. I know Atlanta's improved that offensive line, thank goodness, but you can't discount Watt. Alex Highsmith can probably get himself 1-2 the first game of the year.
Yeah. No, and those are, like we were saying, when those props come out, we'll be looking at those. But yeah, that's a good option. Cousins has never been very mobile or escape prone. Yeah, and he's coming off injury. Yeah, I could see that, definitely. All righty, next 1:00 game is Panthers at Saints, another divisional game. Vegas has the Saints favored at 4.5 points at -110, over under of 40.5 points. Excuse me. If we went money lines, Panthers are +180, Saints are -218. My bet on this would be over 40.5, and I feel really good about it. That is a super low line for, yes, it's an outdoor game in Carolina, but it's in September, for God's sakes. It's not December. There's no snow on the ground. It's going to be fine. It's going to be 75 and sunny. So that's not a problem. You're telling me these two teams can't score 21 points apiece? I don't think so. The Saints have a pretty good offense, and it's year 2 for the Panthers and their no longer rookie quarterback, right? So they made some moves in the offseason too to improve their offense. In the draft with running back and wide receiver and Deontay Johnson and free agency. The Panthers should be able to score 21 points, and I damn well know the Saints can score 21 points. So I'm going over 40.5.
And also going to keep an eye on Brian Burns' sacks, because New Orleans, when it comes to the prop bets coming out, because New Orleans is the bottom 5 offensive line. So that should be a no-brainer at that time. I know I said I wasn't going to talk props, but damn it.
Yeah, no, that's always a good call though, right? Like you don't want to force anything with betting ever. You don't force it. If it looks crappy, you just close the app and walk away. That's how you get
Yeah,
yourself not in trouble, right? You don't
yeah,
force things. So that's
yeah.
why we're talking about pivots. That's why we're talking about maybe IDP props that are better or whatever. Yeah, you
Just
don't want
going to be available.
exactly right. We just got to
Yeah.
wait till they're available. Yep. All
If there's
right.
anything that I have learned in my time of betting and getting into it, would be that, yeah, you can really get a good streak going with some of these studs and known elite players when it comes to their first few games, as long as they've got a little bit of preseason in. I love the first part of the season.
Yeah, yeah, I do like the beginning of the season as well. It feels a little more predictable than other
Mm.
parts of the season. Yeah. All right, we got one more 1 o'clock. Then we're on to the 4 o'clock games. The last 1 o'clock game, week one. Vikings at Giants. Giants are favored by 1 point, so basically a pick 'em over under a 41.5. If we went money line, it's Vikings minus 108, Giants minus 112. No idea how the actual game itself is going to go, so I'm not going to force it. What I would pivot to instead is, especially if JJ McCarthy gets the start for the Vikings, I'd take an interception prop right there. 1000%. Mediocre Michigan quarterback that never really had to do anything to win a national title goes to the NFL and plays against a Giants defense in their place that just got Brian Burns in the offseason. He's going to have some mistakes, I would think.
Yeah. And it's the Giants have really succeeded in doing anything is improving their defense with some younger players over the last couple of drafts. So, I mean, it's fairly decent up there. So they should be able to create those turnovers or mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. The Giants defense looks scary good this year.
Yeah. Thibodeau and
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Thibodeau, Burns, Dexter Lawrence. Even I think they got what's his face, Jordan
Okariki
something.
even. And
Yeah,
I mean,
Okariki,
the
Jordan Phillips, I think.
secondaries.
Yeah,
Yeah, secondary too. I mean, it's been improved across the line, but at least now you got a pass rush with Thibodeau, so that can
right.
create something right there, or create something in another area of the field.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I think that's the better bet is mistakes on the Viking side. Absolutely, if it's JJ McCarthy, less so if it's Sam Darnold. But that's where I would go with that one. And
Nice.
that takes us to the first 4 o'clock game. The Battle of Las Vegas versus LA. Raiders at Chargers. Right now, Vegas has the Chargers favored at -3 for -110, over under of 43.5. If you went money line, it's Raiders plus 142, Chargers minus 170. This one is a little bit of a guess, but I'm going with my gut. I'm going to say Raiders money line at plus 142. I feel okay about it, not great. Um, I just think they got more of the it factor. They got the coach they wanted in the offseason, so they're going to be playing hard. They've got some questions at quarterback, but they've made some good moves. I just like them better than the Chargers. The Chargers have basically shit canned all their wide receivers that could actually catch the football, including the tight end. So
No shit.
their pass game is going to be non-existent, especially week one. It's a whole new look team. And while I'm sure they'll eventually get there because Harbaugh always gets his teams there, it's just not going to happen immediately. And especially week one against a much better Raiders team. So I want to take the upset Raiders plus 142 money line.
Oh, I think Max Crosby and Wilkinson's going to have a heyday in this contest on the defensive side of the ball when they pair up. Christian Wilkinson and Max Crosby paired together on the same interior or same side of the line. If the Chargers don't get their play action pass going, like they didn't have it last year, Herbert's going to be in trouble again this year. So I have to agree.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, no idea how these are going to actually go. We're just making picks based off what should happen. All righty.
And we're going
Okay.
to revisit these, I think, probably later on in the preseason, go over them a little bit. We'll have some more updates. Training camps happened. Anything that's outlier information will change anything.
Yep.
So make sure you look for that in the preseason.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have to do another week 1 show as well to circle back on all this. So yep. All right, and before we get into the rest of the games, just a quick announcement: we are partnering with Expedia as an affiliate. We're thrilled to announce our new partnership with your one-stop shop for the best prices in the Jesus Christ. Let me try that again.
It's
We
all right.
are we, so quick background here. Me and Gary used to have to record commercials for a different show all the time, and I would F them up royally constantly. So 2 out of 3,
Yeah.
we're doing okay today. But we are thrilled to announce our new partnership with your one-stop shop for the best prices in the travel world, Expedia. With holidays on the horizon, Expedia is the place to make it special for the people in your life. Get 10% or more off at over 100,000 hotels worldwide and 30% off when booking a flight with your accommodations. Check out the link in the show description to get your next adventure planned today.
I plan on using that here soon, man. I got to book my room or for a night or two up there at the Canton for the expo in the middle of August. So kind of excited. In the Kings Classic this year, brother. It's we're going to be doing a live draft up there Saturday morning. You guys got to come up and check it out. It's a pretty great time for it's a really good time for all the content creators, but it's a great time to meet those creators and, find out what your favorite host is really like in person, because you'll have that chance during the expo on Sunday. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you're fresh off your major victory in the Wall League last year, which is probably one of the hardest all IDP leagues on the planet, and you just crushed everyone in the playoffs. So those Kings Classic folks better be on the lookout for you.
Yeah. Hey, every old dog finds a bone every once in a while.
All righty. All right, last few games here. 4:00 game, Broncos at Seahawks. Right now, Vegas has the Seahawks favored at -4.5 for -110. Over under of 42.5 points. If you went money line, it's Broncos +170, Seahawks -205. So Vegas is pretty sure Seattle's going to win. I agree with Vegas. I'm taking Seahawks money line at -205. The price isn't great, but you can parlay round robin it with other stuff to improve that. I feel pretty good about that. If you wanted to pivot off it, you could pivot to Broncos quarterback interceptions, whoever that may be, Bo Nix or otherwise, because Seahawks defense it's not great, but it's not bad either. And the Broncos are going to be rolling out either a backup or a rookie, again, in his first ever game, and mistakes will occur for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All righty. Also at 4:00, 4:25 rather, we got Cowboys at Browns. Browns are favored by 1. It's essentially a pick 'em at -110. Over under of 44.5. Money line is Cowboys -108. Browns -112. So my pick on this is over 44.5. I feel pretty good about it. These are two. I mean, Deshaun Watson was not slinging it nearly as well as Joe Flacco was last season, but he's good enough. He's good enough to score 22 and change points, and the Cowboys offense is certainly good enough to score 22 and change points or whatever they need to get over that over under there. So I feel like that's a shootout. I feel like we're good at the over 44.5. Couldn't tell you who's going to win the game. Probably Cleveland, because Dallas sucks on the road. If you wanted to pivot, I'd go Dak interception props, because it's not a Sunday without Dak throwing an interception.
That's almost a constant, right? You like that bet, brother. You like that bet.
Yeah, I'm a pessimist. What can I say?
I'm sure it's paid off way more than that.
Oh, I hedge against the Cowboys all the time. That Green Bay game last year, the playoff game, Cowboys were supposed to win by like almost 20 points. It was plus 400 at certain points for Green Bay money line last year. I cleaned up on that game. Cleaned
as
up.
a Dallas fan too, right?
As a Dallas fan. Yep.
Hey, money talks, bullshit walks.
That's it. All righty. Last 4:00 game is Commanders at Buccaneers. Vegas has the Buccaneers favored at -3.5 for -110. over under of 41.5 points. If you look at the money lines, it's Commanders plus 154, Bucks minus 185. This one's nice and easy for me. Tampa Bay money line minus 185 isn't great, but you can parlay it with some other safer things to improve that payout. This just seems obvious. Commanders are going to be rolling out a rookie quarterback in his first ever game against a pretty good Buccaneers defense. The Bucks are just a much better team. They should win and win handily, I would think.
Yeah. Levante David and Winfield's going to be busy this year, though. They don't have the proven pass rush anchored with Shaq Barrett anymore. So I see a lot of love for Bodie as a defensive guy coming off the edge. He had a little bit of a spurt last year. I don't know. I'm probably going to avoid prop bets in this area unless it's Levante David gobbling up tackles.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yep. Yeah, with Devin White gone, he's the guy. He's going to soak it up. Yep. All righty, and that takes us into Sunday night. We've got a rematch of last year's playoff game, Rams at Lions. Right now, the Lions are favored by 3 at minus 110, over under of 51, which is huge. That's the highest over under of week 1, and that is an implied shootout for sure. Great game to stream corner from, just throwing it out there. But anyway, if we look at the money lines, Rams plus 140, Lions minus 166. I have no idea who's going to win this game. It was a close, hotly contested game last year. I would assume the same this year. What I would pivot to instead is Rams inside linebacker tackle props. So Ernest Jones, etc. The Lions had, I believe it was the 4th ranked rushing attack in the league last season. And a 2-headed monster at running back, which was excellent. So I feel like that's a no-brainer. Ernest Jones should be over on his tackle number. But the game itself, no idea.
Yeah. I like that call.
Yep. Ernest Jones, good option, always.
Yeah.
And that takes us to Monday night. Monday Night Football week 1. We've got Jets at 49ers. 49ers are favored by 5.5 at minus 110, over unders at 45.5. If you went money line, it's Jets plus 200, Niners minus 245. So Vegas is telling us what we already know. The 49ers are going to win. I would assume that that's very likely. However, we don't know for sure. If Rodgers is actually healthy, can play the entire game, that's a much different Jets team and one that could certainly upset the 49ers. So I'm not touching that with a 10-foot stick, pole, whatever. But instead, I'm going to pivot to under 45.5. And if you're a little worried about that, you can tweak it. You can make it like under 47.5, under 49.5, whatever. You can use an alt line to make it safer if you need to. But the point is, these are 2 of the best defenses in the entire league, and it's week 1, and they're rusty to begin with, and it's an outdoor game. So that all points towards lower scoring affair to begin with. So I think we go with the under 45.5.
I have to agree there. And I was looking to see, man, Jets somehow must be their quarterback's fault for the last couple of years, but they're actually ranked in the top 10 right now in offensive lines. So, but it's going to be hard not to peek at whatever Joey Bosa has going on. So I like that this prop bet option probably when it opens up.
Yes, sir. And hey, real quick, it's 10 feet that way. I'm going to grab something. You were talking about the 82% or 80%. Give me 1 second. I got to show the people.
No problem.
Something. Hold on.
Yeah, brother. I can't even sing the Jeopardy song. I was trying to go there for a minute and entertain y'all, but I messed up. Man, I tried to do the Jeopardy song like the time thing, but I didn't do very well.
All right, ready? So,
yep.
$145 DraftKings check, $150 DraftKings check, $220 DraftKings check, $300 DraftKings check, $100 DraftKings check, $150 DraftKings check, $40 DraftKings check. That's all of them from last year. That's just last year.
I lost count there on how many you actually came off there, brother. That was impressive. Hey, I got to sit here and witness it firsthand, week in, week out, and you was just crushing it, man. So I can't wait this is a good start for us. Like he said, we're going to be back, or like we said, we're going to be back in the preseason. We're going to go over week 1 all over again after all the good news. But this is the best outlook that you have at this point in time. So
right.
It's a way to look at it.
Right. And not trying to rub it in, not trying to be a dick, just letting you guys know that we've had legal betting here in the state I live in for coming up on, I think it's 4 years now. And I've been feet first since the beginning. So, that I would like to think that we know what we're talking about. We're obviously not going to get all these right. That's the nature of betting. But I hope you guys at least know that we're going to do our best to point you in the right direction.
Yeah. That's a good one, man. Great kickoff for us. We've been off for a couple of months here, a few months, haven't we? We've been doing other things, living life. Who are we kidding? Really not. We're getting shit done is what we're doing. So anyways, I really enjoyed it, John. I can't wait to get off here and get this next one knocked out too.
Yes, sir. Thank you all for listening. We'll have a few off-season episodes, I'm sure, and then we'll definitely be back weekly for the season. Have a good week, guys. We'll catch you at the next one. Thank you for watching the IDP Plus YouTube network. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Be sure to tap the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new content.